The brakes are good. Managed to stop in that distance, like a metre and 10 minutes of riding will puff you out, that's for sure. Hello everyone, good exercise. This is the most half-assed bicycle review you're ever going to see. It's my new bike. It's a Giant. It's a Giant something or other 3. Talon, like on an eagle, like the claw of an eagle. Rah, the Talon. Giant Talon 3. In Australia, $849. It has a quick release front wheel to get it in the boot of the car easier. The back of the car, station wagon type thing, hatchback. It's got handlebars, it's got a bell, it's got 2 brakes, both disc, front fork suspension. The rear fork has no suspension, but it has that disc brake there. In my opinion, the brakes, I was expecting them to be crisp and deadly, but you apply brake and nothing much happens. I don't know if they did that on purpose, if that's how it's supposed to be, or if they're just not very good brakes, I don't know. Being disc brakes, front and back, I'd expect them to be hardcore, but they seem quite soft. Not soft, to press them is hard, but there's not much of a response. The wheels keep spinning. So I don't know if that's good or not. So Shimano, all of this here is Shimano, so that's quality. The brake lines are not cables, the brake lines are hoses, hydraulic brake fluid hoses, just like in a car or a motorbike. So that accounts for an extra $100 for the price of this one over the Talon 4. This one's the Talon 3, it's $100 more expensive. It just occurred to me today, which I didn't even think about this when I got it. Can you see what's missing from this bike? So there's no mud guards at all. No mud guards. So hey, there's a bug crawling on my bike. Get off my bike, you bug. You bloody bug. So yeah, that'll learn you. So yeah, mud guards. There's no mud guards. How the fuck can they sell an $850 bike with no mud guards? So I'm going to have to get mud guards of some kind for it. Probably OEM mud guards, which will probably cost $200 or some shit. Maybe I can get some cheap Chinese shit off eBay that won't kill me, hopefully, if I install it on the bike and it fucking malfunctions. Being quite pessimistic, I guess. There's like a hard point here where you can attach something right here. So probably there. The wheels are 2.5 inch, I think. So they're not massive. Fuck, I should stop swearing, shouldn't I? Yeah, it's a bike. Apparently this is an entry-level bike. According to all the bike people, this is a cheap bike. I don't think it's fucking cheap at $849 personally myself. Had to fork out for this. I should stop fucking swearing, shouldn't I? But basically, this is not a cheap bike, okay? To me, this is the best bike that I've ever had. It's the most expensive bike that I've ever had. And it's really good, but yeah, one thing I should say is I'm tall. I'm about 6'4", so the wheels are 29-inch diameter. That's the biggest wheels that Giant does. It's the biggest wheels that most manufacturers do. The frame is an XL, so the size of the frame is extra large. That's the biggest that Giant does, and that's huge. So yeah, it's a big bike for a big guy, so that's why I got it. Lance Armstrong, say what you will about him, he must have had a strong ass to sit on a seat, on a bike seat. It's not very, it's not like sitting on a sofa at home watching Wheel of Fortune, eating Pringles and swigging down cordial. It's not a freaking sumptuous modular. It's not a couch. It's not a lazy boy. It's not a recliner. It's a torture device. So yeah, what can I say? It's a bike. I'm probably going to lower. You can adjust the seat, I think. Lower it down. I'm probably going to lower it down just a smidge. Maybe not. It's good when you're up there, but when you're going along, so yeah, there's your quick release thing there. You just got to undo that, and then pull that out. It's a lever on, that's the fulcrum. Untighten that, and then pull that out, and then you can lower or lift the seat. I mean, it's a giant seat, so obviously they know what they're doing. But like that's like some 16th century Louis XV1 king. It's like what they execute you on in the village square with all the toothless peasants throwing rotten vegetables at you. That thing. But yeah, I mean, that's how it's supposed to be. That's how it's supposed to be. So obviously that's how it's supposed to be. Everything on this is how it's supposed to be, except for one thing. I'm going to defer to my common sense about it, which is there's no mudguards. That's just ridiculous, man. No mudguards. What does that say? It's got something there that it says Star Wars or something. SR Suntour. XCE SR Suntour. I guess that's the brand of the shocker. SR Suntour. Cool. I mean, it's a pretty good shock absorber if you ask me. It is a pretty bumpy ride on this kind of terrain. So on rocks and stuff. So we're on the ridge of a mountain here, so it's just all rocks. We're standing on rocks. So it's pretty bumpy. So I mean, I'm not a bicyclist, so like I don't watch Tour de France or anything, so you know, I don't go out like riding and stuff, so take my review from the point of view of someone that has a car and just drives a car, you know. So the gear shift's pretty good. It's got indicators here and here about the gear shift. It tells you where you are between gear 8 and gear 1 and gear 1 and gear 2 for the front cassette or sprocket. They call it a cassette, like out of a musical bloody thing, playing the cassette. Yeah, anyways, that's called a cassette. The tyres, I've never heard of the brand. Maxxis. You know, being Giant, I think everything that you get is going to be quality. That's why I bought a Giant instead of some generic, because I'm a fan of the brand. It's obviously it's an engineered product. You know, they've got engineers that work for them that design their stuff and make sure that it gets updated when they come up with a better idea and whatever. So yeah, and I got it in Grey Goose or something. No, good grey. That colour's grey good or good grey. Good grey. Black everything else. I can see maybe a hard point there. What about this? Maybe a hard point there. Oh, yes. Maybe a hard point there. I'm calling them hard points, like they hold missiles on the wing of a plane. But you know what I mean. So I'm going to have to get a mud guard for the rear and for the front. And apart from that, that's pretty much it. It's a pretty nifty design. Look at the rear fork. You can see it's asymmetric on the bottom. The top is perfectly parallel, but look at the bottom. The two bottom forks are asymmetric. They're not quite parallel. The one at the back diverges and goes up, climbs up. I'll try and show you that better. You can see it like that. The rear, the lower axles, the one that's behind, is higher for some reason. Unless mine just got bent in the box or something, got dropped or some shit. It's only aluminium. Just kidding, of course. But yeah, like that's your engineers figuring stuff out there. So that's why you pay your money, because they've come up with some nifty ideas for it. That's the end of this review. Thanks very much for watching. Leave your comments down below. What do you think about this bike? Oh yeah, out of 10, how much do I give it? Well, and remember, this is me from my point of view. So even though there's the mudguard issue, and I'm only making fun of it, like about the seat and stuff. I know it's all standard as it's supposed to be. Basically the mudguards and maybe the brakes, if the brakes aren't supposed to be like that, I don't know. What do I say for this bike out of 10? Well, for me it's like a 10 out of 10. It's the best bike I've ever owned. But in terms of perfection, I'm going to say about a 7.6, because it needs mudguards. So that's what I think. Thanks for listening. Bye for now.